you today? It is so good to start the day with intentionality, to start the day thinking about how do we want today to go? And in the midst of all that's happening in the world, whether you're excited or feeling challenged, whether this is a time in your life where you're searching for new beginnings or saying goodbye, I think each day when we start with intentionality and think about, okay, today these are the important things to me that I want to either be attentive to or to be aware of. And so um, I invite you in the chat and whatever platform you're on to share what are some things that today is your intention today. Today, I have, not unusually, and for those who may not know me, I never know, I'm DeDe Duncan Proby. I'm the Episcopal Bishop of Central New York. And today I have quite a few meetings, and all of them today concern really important human issues of either support or encouragement, of coming together or of encouraging one another in our calling. And so, my intention today is to be a good listener and to remember that God's got this, that God is guiding us and leading us, and that we can find peace in knowing God in this time and to offer that to other people. So those are kind of my two intentions is to, or maybe three, if you'd say, one is just to be a good listener and to listen for where the Spirit is speaking. And the other is to come with a hope of offering support and encouragement and being part of what God is doing around me. So, good morning to you. This morning, I'd like to start with a Taizé chant. If you know it, I invite you to sing along with me, and that will make this even better. It is 7:30 in the morning. I always want to preface singing with that. So the goal is not perfection. Um, I'm hoping to be on key, but the goal is definitely faithfulness. And so, oh, good morning, Sue from Windsor, New York, a really beautiful place. I'm glad you're here today, um, and glad all of you are here. So let's sing together. O Lord, hear my prayer. O Lord, hear my prayer. When I call, answer me. O Lord, hear my prayer. O Lord, hear my prayer. Come and listen to me. One more time. O Lord, hear my prayer. O Lord, hear my prayer. When I call, answer me. O Lord, hear my prayer. O Lord, hear my prayer. Come and listen to me. I love that chant. It's a prayer in and of itself and that longing to be heard by God. So, good morning, Marty. So glad you're here. And Audrey and Kathy, great to have the team back together and to start this day. For those of you just joining, this is live. It's 7:30 on Eastern Standard Time. So if you're somewhere and seeing this later in the day, that is when we are starting this. Um, and I always welcome feedback. I've done this at 7:30 for a long time. But if there's a better time in the day, I'm curious about that. I like the idea of us starting today with intentionality, but I'm also open to when people are would find this the most meaningful to have time for conversation when you post in the chat or the comments section, whatever platform you're on, then we can have a kind of conversation and be in dialogue about what's happening in our world and where we're finding hope, where we're finding joy, how we're feeling emboldened in our love of God. And so I welcome your feedback on either topics or times or how this could be more helpful to you. And for those who may not be part of the Diocese of Central New York, that is just fine. Everyone's welcome here. This is about really being aware together of God's work in our lives and being attentive. So, welcome to this time. Now, I started off talking about intentionality, and let's see, Kathy, I don't know if I'd said hello to you yet. Um, I started off talking about how are we going to be attentive today? In what ways do we anticipate today might be stressful or joyful or somewhere in between? And how are we going to center our lives on listening for God? I think this is a really important time to be attentive to and listening for God's work, but also to start off saying, okay, today, these are things that are important to me about today. This is live, so I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Mm, there we go. Much better. Um, So, how are we going to be attentive to what God is doing, and to sort of start the day with a mindfulness about not just kind of going into the day and all the business and all that's going on in life just sort of overwhelms us by 9 o'clock, to really find our feet and sort of stay centered. So I invite you to post in the comment section of whatever platform you're on. What is your intentionality today, or what are you hoping today will be about? I'm still thinking about the readings from Sunday. And for those who may be in the Episcopal Church or use the Revised Common Lectionary, the readings on Sunday really were very powerful. The part of Luke focused on the Sermon on the Plain, like Matthew's Sermon on the Mount, only Luke, different intentionality, different location, very uh, specific understanding. But in those, the Sermon on the Mount or Sermon on the Plain, there is this invitation for Jesus to see with different eyes than we normally see. We don't normally see those who are sorrowing as blessed. Um, but in that instance, blessed being close to God, being loved by God in that, and that we are close to God when we are open to being close to God in a way. And so um, I'm really feeling the 7:30 in the morning right now, because as I start to say this, I'm like, just see what I'm thinking. But anyway, um, which you can't do. Um, but I think in this time, it is easy to get caught up and feeling overwhelmed by either good news, bad news, whatever it is. But to see that God is asking us to do something, to be about something. And what God's asking us or commanding us to be about are or is the gospel of Jesus Christ. That we love God with all our heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love our neighbor as ourselves. Whatever we may say about the gospel, Jesus tells us on these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets, that it really starts and ends with relationship, relationship, relationship. And so today, as we're thinking about being intentional about following Jesus and being about Jesus, to choose that relationship model of concern and care, and to recognize that when we love our neighbor as ourselves, we're not. It's not an affection. It's not a just be kind to them. Loving our neighbor is that what concerns them also is concerning to us. And that can be really hard to do day in and day out. There's so many neighbors, first of all, in the world, and then we're only one person. And it can feel overwhelming to even try to care about other people. And so I encourage you and me and all of us that this day we start with the people we see today. That we go through this day, and each person we encounter, we listen not with judgment or assessment or even fear, but to listen with an opportunity to um, to hear with different ears, to see how God may be working in someone else's life, and to listen for ways we can be encouraging, ways we can say, I hear what you're saying. I also want to encourage you that God really loves you. And so those are wonderful intentions as we start this day. I also encourage you, as you're joining, if there are prayer requests that you have or things that are concerning you, this is a great opportunity in this community, to talk about what is on our heart or mind. Hey, Carolyn, good to see you. And to think about the ways in which we might be called to listen with different ears to the people around us. I hope that no matter what your day holds, whether it's a happy, easy day for you, or whether this is a very difficult time, my prayer is that you will know that you are beloved, that no matter what you're going through right now, God is with you. God is um, all around you. And when we listen and see God in one another, we encounter Jesus in unexpected places, but that can also be an encouragement to us. So may you be blessed. May you be a blessing. And may you make the most of this day to be God's people alive in this world and to find healing and hope, encouragement, and enthusiasm for this day, knowing that God loves you. Take good care, and I'll see you next week.